Welcome to Murkvale, the capital of the Trosha region and the largest city in the southeast. Home to the great twin ziggurats and the Nest, Murkvale is a massive hub of trade, knowledge, and military might, and even dark dealings beneath its water. Our story today follows two such individuals in this grand city. We will begin with Datris. You've spent the last week in this city. You traveled northward from the port of Skull's Reach, hitching a ride with a mushroom-like humanoid named Gilf. Upon reaching the city, you have shared an inn room with this nice mushroom fellow while you spend your days exploring the city. However, yesterday, you witnessed an explosion on the south side ziggurat, and both you and Gilf decided it was time to leave. Him, back to his home in Shakul. You, farther northward on your adventure. You spoke to one of the dockhands and learned there was a ship set to depart soon, the next day or so. So for your last day of exploration, you decide to check out the crazy underwater section of the city that you have not yet been to. So, Datris, you have spent a good while in this city. It is a large city. There is lots to explore and do. You've been up to the Nest. You've seen various shops. You had a very mediocre meal at this one place called Stubbs Bar and Grill. It wasn't that great, but you tried it. You've gone and taken a brief tour of the north side ziggurat, where they have the religious and learning centers. You find it's very interesting over there, as there is a wide swath of knowledge, but you know that you don't really have a whole lot of time that you're planning on spending in this city. And especially after that tour, you did witness there were 6 explosions on the south side ziggurat. The city went into a brief lockdown and came out of it. It was that evening that you spoke with your mushroom friend that you had made along the way up here, and the two of you decided it's probably a good point to move on in case something bad happens in the city again. You don't think you want to bear witness to more potential issues. So you did go to the port at the mouth of the river, and you spoke to them. They said they have a ship ready to go in the next day or so. And so yes, you decided that you wanted to go explore. The last place that you have not been yet is the underwater section of the city. You've seen it as you've walked across. You've taken some boat tours, and every time you look down, you do see activity under the water. And now your curiosity has reached you. So as you begin your descent, you find a number of buildings and passageways. They all have different routes to get to and from. You speak to one person in a tavern. They lead you down a pathway. You are now under the city's river. Are you familiar with the layout of the city? Have you been here for me explaining it yet at all?
Relatively familiar. So now, there's a part of the city is underwater.
Yes, Murkvale is built on the delta of what's called the Scald River. It is the largest river in the region. There are 2 ziggurats on the north and south side. The north side is the religious ziggurat. The south side is the military and governmental ziggurat. Across the river itself is a city that has a waterway system running through it. All trade travel goes one way downriver, and there are teleportation centers set up on the edges of the river for ships to cycle back to the beginning of the city and keep traveling if they need to continue trade farther up the city. There is also the Nest above the city. It's a Rio de Janeiro meets Zon from Arcane, kind of cobbled together building structure that is held up aloft above the buildings and attached to the sides of the ziggurat. And it was a little crazy for you being up there. It did remind you of the trees back home that you used to live and work around. Of course, it's a little bit shabbier than the elven structures in the forest cities that you have lived in, but definitely an interesting sight. There's a lot of bird folk up there. You do notice a lot more reptilian folk on ground level, and then underwater is more aquatic folk and amphibious folk. You've started heading underwater. Is there anything in your last day in the city that you wish to look for? Do you want to do any shopping underwater? Do you want to just explore? What do you want to do?
I think I'm going to go explore the underwater area just to because I don't feel like she would ever have been underwater before, so she's just kind of tour around what it's like to go under there. Maybe stop at a tavern, given that the food was bad, the night before. Maybe there's a better chance of getting better food or a drink.
All right.
Somewhere.
So you start walking through. You don't have any particular destination in mind. You are more just so intrigued about the whole underwater culture of this section of the city. You've never been, you don't know much about underwater aquatic things. And so, how ironic is that? But you do see, I can't wait for you to correct me on all the things that I'm about to get wrong. You do see all kinds of fish, various sexy underwater humanoids. Some of them in the river trying to catch. This seems to be the season where the fish are heading back down the river into the ocean, kind of like what salmon do. And there are glass tunnels, stone tunnels. Some of them have portholes. Some of them look like they're magically sealed together. There's a couple sections where it does seem like there's some sort of magic portal holding the water out, but the water is flowing by and it opens up on the other side, and it looks like you'd have to dive through to the other side. Do you avoid those sections when you come to them, or do you try and dive through?
Can I reach my hand through it to see is it like water?
Oh yeah, so it's almost a shimmering field, and then you do see the flow of the river on the other side. You reach your hand and you feel an immediate river current, and it's almost like sticking your hand out of the car window, except water, and it's like pushing. You have to kind of hold your hand there. It's not a horribly strong current, but it is definitely, it's something where if you tried to cross over, you might want to be careful. Certainly interesting. As you do, a very small fish runs into your hand and like tries to get around you, so it startles you a little bit.
I feel like it just goes straight into the water, right? It's like it's like if I jump through it, there's like
a
water,
5-foot distance between these two doors where it is just the river flowing by. It's both used. You roll me an intelligence check. There you go. Now
okay.
you did roll better the first time, and I'll just give you that. So you rolled a 15 if you included your intelligence on that first roll. You surmise that this is probably an access point for the various fish folk and aquatic creatures that you actually see outside swimming through the river right now, to where should they so choose to go across, they can go across, but if they also need to get out and get into the river, they can do that. This is all a very interesting combination of technical engineering and magical expertise, and it is very surprising. You've never seen anything work like this at this depth. You look up, you're right now, you're about 20 feet under the water.
Oh wow!
So, and there's still looking out the porthole. You can also see there's more structures beneath you. There's multiple levels to this underwater section of the city. Do you wish to go through it, or do you want to just keep on walking around?
I'm gonna try to go through it. I think.
Try and go through it. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right.
Not very strong.
Let's see. Hold on. So you jump through. The river starts pulling you off to the right, and you're like, uh-oh. And so you start swimming forward. Luckily, it's not a very large hole. However, you're kind of missing it. You have to grab onto the side. Roll me another strength check to see if you can pull yourself against the river and into that other side. All right. Much better. So with something to grab onto at that point, you pull yourself in and you make it to the other side. You are soaking wet, but you have made it. You do see now on the other side of this, there is what you can only imagine is some sort of food joint. There's tables, there are people eating. Roll me a perception check. All right, natural 20, nice. And for these, you're going to take the left side roll unless you have advantage or disadvantage. So in this case, you get a really good look at the inside of this room, all kinds of various creatures. The food that they all seem to be eating is different fish type dishes, fried fish, and just like seared, just fish assembled into other things. Some have clams, some have bowls of what looks like some sort of stew. They're all eating. There's a bar counter off to the side. There's a couple people over there drinking, and there are waiters that are moving to and from the tables, helping people.
Can I I already did perception, but can I look around to see if it's noticeable that I'm the only one standing there soaking wet, kind of looking like an idiot, just a drenched thing?
You're not the only one that comes soaking wet through that porthole. As you're looking around, somebody actually comes in behind you, and they're also wet. They look like they're used to this though.
Okay.
And none of the people are dressed in such a way where if they were to go through one of those portholes soaking wet, that they would be like having to deal with it. There's a lot of people that are shirtless or wearing like minimal clothing. They seem to be adapted to this area and understand that there are going to be these portholes where you will get wet when you walk through.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like wring out my cape and just like dry my hands a little, and then I'll like maybe go in and look at the restaurant.
Okay, yeah. You, there's some open tables. They have servers heading to and from. There's also a bar that people are sitting up against where they're serving drinks as well.
I'm gonna go up to the bar, and I'll like. Is there a bartender?
Oh yeah, there's a number of servers. You see one fish folk looking person. They catch your attention, and they come up to you. Can I help you today? Are you new? You look new. You look wet. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, actually.
We'll
do you
get
have
you
anything?
inside. What do you need?
Do you have anything like warm or hot? It's kind of cold around here, and I'm new, obviously, so I'm a bit freezing.
Let me see. That might be difficult, but I'll see what I can do. And he walks back kind of to the other side of the building. Eventually, he does come out. All right, we do have this hot leaf juice, if you are interested.
I'll try
you
the
call
leaf
it tea.
Even better. I think I'll try some of that. How much?
That'll be 2 copper, please.
If I give you a silver, would that
I
be
can
alright?
make change. That is no issue. Yes. Is that all you're looking to order?
I think for now. Although, I did want to have a little bit of conversation. I'm new and I'm kind of exploring Murkvale. Well, is there anything in particular down here that I should explore or see?
Oh, the city is vast and great. I would say, stay away from the lower depths. Especially if you're new. No offense. You look a little, ill-prepared for that. But there is one magic shop, the Fathom's Reach, I believe, or something that's called like that. That's probably the only noteworthy place. Most people just go day to day in their lives down here.
Well, what kind of place is that you just mentioned? Is it like a shopping area?
It is a producer of arcane wares. Magical items, if you will. They at least in the underdepths of the city. I believe there's plenty more up top, but if you're specifically looking down here, that's the only one that I know of.
That's in the place that you mentioned I probably shouldn't go.
Oh, no. The Fathom's Reach is on, I think it might be a little bit of a level above us, actually, but don't go any lower. There are shady dealings down there.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Here's your silver.
Thank you. And he goes and grabs you change. He brings back 9 copper, so you are down. Or no, he brings back 8 copper. You are down 1 silver, and now you should have like 9 copper. You drink your tea. It does help warm you up a little bit after traveling through the cold river. That was you think that probably helped a little bit. Is there anything else in this particular food court area that you are looking to do, or do you keep going on your way after finishing your drink?
Like keep going. Like
Okay.
I'll see about. Maybe
There's a number
out.
of entrances on the other side, and I guess do you ask for directions, or do you just keep wandering and then eventually ask for directions, or what are you thinking?
It's actually a pretty good idea. If I leave the restaurant, because I don't want to bother him again. If I leave the restaurant and we're back out on the street.
Tunnels, technically, but yes.
Or yeah, tunnels. Is there anybody who looks like they'd be slow enough for me to like ask a question?
You do roll me a perception check.
Oh, hey.
17. All right. As you're walking, you look around for somebody that, using the best abilities that you have, you'd think like this doesn't look like a shady person. Eventually, you do come across a very elderly-looking tortoise human that is walking in your direction. You approach them. What do you say?
Excuse me.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Getting a little inspiration from you, James.
is the way that your eyes roll. That whatever.
I'm looking for a place around here. They make magical artifacts. Is that anywhere close to here? Like, how far is that, and how would I get there?
You talking about the Fathom's Reach?
Yeah, the Fathom's Reach.
Okay, that'll be, take a left, and then a right, and then a left, you go up, take a right, and then a left, another left, go straight at that intersection, you'll reach it.
Right.
No,
Thank
left.
you. Oh, at what point was at what point was left? Was that after the right? Or was that after the second left?
The third one.
The third one.
Yeah.
Great. Could you run that by me one more time, a little bit slower?
Alright, roll me an intelligence check. Okay, he runs it by you slower because I don't even fucking remember what I said, but and you're able to make a mental map in your head. Now, do you head in those directions that he gave you?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a survival check.
Oh shit.
14. All right, you think around direction number 6. You might have taken a wrong turn. You are walking down a corridor. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. 9. All right, we'll get to you in a minute now. Kruka, the job was a failure, and you were being blamed for it. 6 members of the Murkvale divers were killed trying to heist the location that you provided the tip for. And now to save face, your own organization has turned on you and turned you over to the divers. It was only by sheer luck and good timing that your friend and old partner, Morven, was able to smuggle you away. As the two of you run through the maze of tubes and tunnels in the Undercity, you have but one thought. You need to get out. Murkvale, your home, is compromised. You guys are in the lower depth tunnels, you and Morven. He tricked one of the guards that was escorting you to the headquarters of the Murkvale divers, and you guys took that moment to start running. You've been running for about 5 minutes now, trying to lose them through the various tunnels and waterway systems. Roll me a perception check.
Ooh, that's not gonna be good. 5.
5. As you spend most of your time up in the nest, you don't deal a lot with the Undercity, as you know it is a really shit place to be, especially for people of your kind. Morven seems to have a little bit better time navigating. You guys think you might have lost them. As you stop to take a breath, you both look around. What voice are you using for this character?
You first.
Shit. I think we lost them.
Oh, I think so. I think we're in the clear.
Alright. I'm sure the boss will forgive me, but we gotta get you out of here.
Oh, I never did like Murkvale very much anyway.
I agree. It is kind of a shit show, but what shall we do? I got you this far. I'm out of ideas, honestly.
I need to get to the port.
The port?
I think I'll take a ship out of Murkvale.
A ship. Okay. Well, I know where the port is from above. I don't know where the port is from below. So, I guess we just keep going. Should we ask for directions? I don't trust anyone down here.
We'll think of something.
Right.
So, you guys continue walking. You're right now, you're in the lower depth tunnels. The obvious direction you want to go, or that you think you want to go, is up. You're not familiar with this part of the city, however. So go ahead and roll me a survival check with advantage as Morven is helping you.
Jeez, my rolls fucking suck.
With advantage?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. That's my
wait.
survival. It's only a 9.
A 9. All right. You guys are having trouble. Eventually, you do find a ladder that looks like it goes up. However, the rungs on it are broken.
I don't see anything else. This might be a way to get up. What do we do?
This might be where we part ways, my friend.
Do you have a pen?
I can make it, but I think you should get back to the others before they suspect you've been helping me.
Is this goodbye?
It's see you later. I will see you later, my friend.
Alright. Don't die on me.
And nothing's killed me yet.
This is true. Right. Well, I'll keep my head down for now. Try not
So
to arouse suspicion.
I'm gonna use his jump ability. His jump spell, and I'm gonna be able to, what is it? Basically be able to jump all the way out of there or whatever with his springy legs.
So you activate the coils on your boots.
Yes.
You hear a little as they snap into place. You're now confident that you can jump up that ladder. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
That's 10.
10? All right.
Yep.
You get just high enough to where you can grab a hold of one of the rungs. You begin pulling yourself up. From down below, you hear,
Take care, friend.
and then he's gone. He seems to have gone down the tunnel off in the distance. You are now alone in one of the tunnels. You begin pulling yourself up the ladder. It goes for a few rungs until eventually you find that it opens up into another tunnelway. This a higher section now. You think you might be about 20 feet below the water line in this particular area of the city. The tunnel goes two ways. There's a fork that takes a right, and you can look now. You can see the direction of the stream through some of the windows. And if you go down the one direction of the tunnel, the right fork from your mental map of the city looks like it would go farther south. Going straight down the tunnel would take you closer to, obviously, the port. However, you also need to get up. So what do you want to do?
Well, I do want to get to the port eventually, but like I can't just go straight to the port, like because I'm like they're gonna be looking for me.
Yeah.
I want to get to like the market kind of area, underwater up market area kind of thing.
All right.
So,
Roll me a survival check. See if you can navigate through.
I finally rolled something over a freaking 10 today. Yeah, 12.
12. All right. As you make your way, you start seeing more and more people walking about the area. You keep your hood up and your head down, try not to attract any attention. Eventually, you notice that it's getting a little bit more bustly in this area. You see fisher folk walking to and from with their nets, other creatures at this point. You do stand out like a sore thumb, being a Kenku down underwater, but
Yeah.
you're now closer. Roll me just an intelligence check.
Oh, good. He gets advantage. Oh, that's a nat 20, baby.
Natural 20. All right. You're hit with a flash of recognition as you realize you are basically in the center of the river now, near one of the magic shops that you do recall the Fathom's Reach. At that point, roll me a perception check.
16 plus... nothing. 16.
16. You glance behind you, and you see two humanoids with very high-standing aquatic breathing masks. You recognize these. These are two members of the Murkvale divers,
Oh.
and they're coming your direction. But ahead of you, the opposite direction, is the magic shop that you recognize.
I'm gonna like have my hood up and like be moving away from the
right, roll me a stealth
divers
check.
down the street. You better do good on these. It's kind of his whole thing. Oh yeah, nice. 15.
15. Okay. You move and you stealth among the crowd and you weave your way. At a certain point, you think you might have gotten enough people between them to go at a nice like jogging pace, and you start picking up the speed to get some more distance between you and them. It is at that point you're looking behind you jogging and you oof, and you run into this creature, and Datris, you fall on your ass.
Ah, shit. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. Are you alright? And I like stand and I'll be like kind of like check on him.
Roll me a perception check, Datris. You too, Kruka, actually.
Just a perception check.
Well, I would say insight. Sorry.
Oh, insight.
Yeah.
So that'll be... that's a 6.
A 6? Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, my perception was better. Alright. Insight is...
Insight is 13.
13.
All right, Datris, this is a bird creature. This is the first bird creature you've seen underwater. You've seen plenty of bird creatures up above. You're not sure why there's a bird creature underwater right now. Kruka, there's an elf in front of you. That's about it.
I'm saying, okay, so as I try to help her back up to her feet, it's quite all right, knife ears. It was my fault. I was in a bit of a hurry, as he's like looking over his shoulder.
Are you trying to get back to the nest up there?
Oh, actually, I've gotten a little bit turned around, as you see. I am trying to get my way to the port, actually.
Oh, to the port. Yeah, I believe it's some way back down there. You know, actually, I was on my way to go see this place. I've already forgot the fucking name.
Fathom's Reach.
Helm's Reach?
Fathom's Reach.
Fathom's Reach. Jesus Christ. Alright. I was actually on my way to this place called Fathom's Reach for some magical art. I'm a tourist, by the way, and I think the port is back from where I came, but I couldn't give you the directions if I tried, because I'm pretty sure I'm lost. And I'll look around and I don't see a building nearby, I guess. So, because I think I took a wrong turn earlier.
Yeah, you don't know where you are at the moment. You know you're close, but Kruka, you know where the Fathom's Reach is.
Okay. Actually, I know exactly where that is. Perhaps, could I perhaps request a favor?
Depends, I guess, on what it is.
I'm going to use his other ability.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh no.
This is alter self.
Okay.
So he can transform and look like other species and stuff. Look other races.
Oh, you're an alter self. All right.
So I'm going to look like a male wood elf. So then I'm just
How tall is Kruka?
He's medium height.
Medium height. Okay. Did you have a specific height set for him?
He was like 5 foot something.
5 foot. Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Just
all right.
on the lower end of 5 foot.
He's a little shorter than you, Datris, but so you do alter self.
Yeah.
You watch as this creature before you. Actually, it would just change your facial structure, not your clothes. But you watch as the beak, and then before you is a wood elf that looks similar to you, not quite like a male wood elf, because you've seen plenty of male wood elves. It looks like the approximation of a male based on your image.
Huh. Does he do weird bird twitching where he's just
I don't know. Do you? But yes, Kruka, you have adapted your appearance now.
Okay.
Well, now see, alter self. If you read it, so you can where is it? Change appearance. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race. What you look like. You can decide what you look like, including height, weight, facial features, and the sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics. So he's a pretty convincing wood elf, actually.
Have you ever seen? Roll me a history check. It's more a case of if you know what a wood elf looks like.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So history is, where the hell is history? Oh, that's 19 then.
19. So
damn.
You've seen a very small number of fey-looking creatures, and you are better able to approximate the male image of a wood elf. They're very rare in this region. The fact that she's over here, she's on the opposite side of the world right now from where the rest of her people are. But you do a pretty damn good job of becoming a male wood elf. So.
Okay, so I transform after asking for a favor, and he's like, apologies, but my people aren't exactly welcome down here, and so I prefer the form of another so that to avoid any sort of unwanted confrontation.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check, Datris.
Okay.
Where did that sheet keep? Why is it disappearing? Insight.
Insight +3 for you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, basically exactly what he just said.
All right.
There isn't a whole lot of wood elves around here, but I guess that's fine. Do the fish people, are they that prejudiced against bird folk coming down here?
Well, historically speaking, birds and fish never really did get along well.
That's not a lie.
Well, I mean, I guess that's true. If you don't mind me asking, why are you headed to the port? Like, shouldn't you go back up with the nest or whatever business you have up there?
Just another the magic shop. Let's head towards there.
That's so convincing.
You can roll. You can ask to roll another insight check should you want to. But are you guys heading to the magic shop?
I mean, that was, oh man.
You can
I don't
roll.
feel like that was convincing at all, but I feel like I would just roll with it anyway, because it's like, well, I mean,
If you want to roll an
That's
insight
interesting.
check, you can be like, I want to roll an insight check, and then
sure, I'll just
Okay.
cover it.
see what happens. All right, you can't really suss out much more other than like he seems to be interested in not being here, but he's ready to take you to the magic shop. He knows where it is, so.
All right, that seems.
All right then. Lead the way then, I guess.
All right, so then we're gonna start.
Yes,
walking to the
so
magic shop.
you don't have an issue finding this particular shop. Eventually, you guys do come across another one of those waterway portals,
Oh,
and the magic shop is on the other side of it.
Is there like any kind of trick to this? Because I think I almost died last time I tried to go through one of these. Do you go through them regularly?
Regularly? Like, no.
All right then.
So I'm gonna like test it out again just to see if like the current's like the exact same.
It's let's see, you guys are higher up on the river. It's a little faster the higher up you go.
Well, I guess this is the only way to get to the shop. Then
I'm it's my last day here, so whatever. I'll just kind of like
Full send.
jump through full send. Cowbunga it is.
All right, roll me a strength check going through the.
God.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
That is the same roll you got last time.
That's the exact same.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll me a strength check, Kruga.
13.
13. Okay. You watch her go through and she struggles and she's like grabbed onto the ledge. You make it through, and with his help, he manages to pull you out and into the area. You guys are both soaking wet, but you have made it into the magic shop.
thanks. That never will not be terrifying.
Yes, well, hopefully I won't have to do that anytime soon again. I'm not planning on sticking around in this city much longer.
Are you moving?
Oh, yes, that's a good way to put it. Moving. I am moving.
And I'll just kind of like chalk that up to like maybe he's just like relocating like for work or something. Like,
I am a migratory bird.
Okay. So then I guess the shop is nearby, or
Yeah, well, you guys have made it into the shop. You now look around. You see a number of various items on the shelves, various wares and stuff. You do see two female tieflings over there arguing over a weird-looking sword. I think you might want to stay away from them. They look a little weird.
Definitely.
But there's other items and wares inside the shop. So
okay, so we'll look at the
Look around?
shop stuff. Yeah, just look around, see what kind of.
You see a very interesting looking bottle, and it has some warm steam coming off of it. You see a very smooth, what looks like a basalt orb. There's a very nice set of chainmail shirt. There's a really interesting looking rope on a pedestal. There's a small satchel and these are all like, you guys are checking out one section of the store, and then you see a very pretty purple flamed candle.
I'll like kind of walk up to the candle and just look at the purple flame, kind of stare at it like.
It is
Yeah.
flickering.
Oh,
It is
cool.
very pretty.
Yeah. I'll like look to Kenku and be like,
Do you know what any of these things are?
No, not exactly. Magical items have always kind of been take it or leave it with me, but
I see.
Perhaps we can get the shop owner's attention at some point when he's done dealing with those two demon ones.
Yes, I did see those devils on the way in here. And Murkvale is home to all sorts of interesting creatures, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that.
At a certain point, after a little bit of arguing, you can hear like they raise their voices at each other, and it's roll me a perception check.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
18.
18. All right.
1 plus 3 plus 3. So I rolled a 7. Is that what it is on the
D20
one that's on
plus
the
6. You you're real intrigued about the candle, and you don't quite you can't quite tell, but you're kind of staring at the candle because it's a very pretty flame. Kruka, you kind of catch the end point of an argument about this penis blade that they're like the white one is extremely interested in, and eventually they come to a deal with the shop owner. They hand him some coin, they grab another item off the shelf, and then they head out the other direction. So
Like, well, that I don't see how they're gonna get any use out of a blade like that.
What?
Oh, nothing. Just that those two out-of-towners bought a I think they said it was a flaccid blade.
Maybe they need it for personal reasons?
Surely, I must have misheard.
the shop owner, now that he is free of those two, he does walk over to you guys. Can I help you today? Is there anything you're looking for on the shelf?
I was actually quite dazzled by this purple flamed candle. I've never seen a purple fire before. What does it do?
Oh, that is a gift from a friend of mine. Roll me a history check. Yeah.
All right, that's a 10.
A 10? Okay. You've heard of him. You've never dealt with him personally. I would say you don't have enough information to do what you're thinking.
Dang. Okay.
But, so he looks at you. Yes, that was a personal gift. And a very interesting item. The fire will not go out underwater. I know it's not underwater right now, but if you were to say stick it in the river over there, it would stay lit.
Interesting. Is there like any other purpose for it other than it doesn't go out with
It's very
water?
pretty. I don't.
I just
Purple?
thought it
Look
was
at that.
magical.
Purple fire.
I'm just gonna kind of like
Magic
oh
Oh well, okay. The this rock over here, like the basalt rock. What
Yes.
does that one do?
That, from what I know, I don't know as much about that one. That will help you with taking damage from hot sources. As far as I remember. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
Did he say sauces or sources?
Sources.
Okay, because I was like, oh, you eat chili peppers at like
Yeah.
Yes.
Hot sauces.
okay.
Interesting. And like, have you ever seen someone?
Never seen it in action. No, that's just what I have been told.
And then I don't remember what the other one was.
There's a little satchel. There's a bottle that has steam coming out of it. There's the chain shirt. There's a rope on the side.
And is the rope decoration too?
Oh
or
no,
is
that's for
it-
sale. No, that rope is very interesting. You can break it and it comes back together.
It breaks apart.
Well, I say if you cut the rope, of course, and then you could reattach it. Not tie it together, of course. It will reattach, like as if it was one.
Trying to like think of a reason why I would need a rope like that. Like you usually want ropes to stay together. Anyway,
Interesting. In the chain shirt, does that break apart and then come back together too?
No offense, it might be a little too heavy for you, but what I do know is that it does help with those that need to do things underwater, such as combat and whatnot. I've heard it is great for moving quickly underwater.
So it's more specialized for the people around here. Are you the people who like? Do you in your
My
shop?
clientele
do you
is
make-
largely sea folk.
Yes. I was gonna ask, do you make these, or do you get them from someone else?
I usually acquire them and then sell them to others. Sometimes people come in and trade with me. Sometimes they offer up items of their own. It's a business. I have a very varying stock.
I see. Well, your place, I think, came very highly recommended from this one bar I was at earlier this afternoon. So, whatever it is that you're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And I'll give him like a thumbs up. But I don't think I'm gonna end up buying anything,
Okay.
which is probably rude. But I don't see a purpose.
You're not required.
Yeah.
He goes back to his little counter thing. There's another person that walks in. He goes to go assist them. Do you look around at any more of the items, or are you finished perusing?
Yeah, I'll look to the Kenku. By the way, my name is Statris.
Oh, I am Kruka.
Kruka. Nice to meet you, Kruka. And I'm assuming you live around here?
Oh,
Or you
actually,
were living
I'm just passing through.
Roll me a deception check.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, hold on.
And then roll me an insight check, Datris, to combat that. Oh boy.
I only rolled a 5.
A 5? Okay. The passing through catches you, and that sounds a little off.
I mean, if you're passing through, how do you know where this place is?
Yes. Well, not bad for a knife ear. Well, I suppose the truth is that I'm actually just trying to sneak my way to the port. There's some people in the city I would rather just not talk to, rather not see.
So I'm gonna kind of go a little lower. So are you in trouble with the law or something?
The law? No. Well, yes, but only in that I've been in trouble with the law for my entire life. But no, I have more recent problems than the law.
Like a really angry landlord type of problems, or like?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. I haven't paid my rent.
Roll me a deception check.
Shit.
And then the insight check with that, Datris.
Oh no.
Oh, that 20.
All right. This Kenku has a nest somewhere up in the nest, and he pissed off his landlord, and now he wants to skip town.
Well, I do understand that these could be troubling times, and it might be a bit hard for people to make an honest living around here. To be perfectly honest, I mean, just the fact they saw 2 devils in here, I feel like maybe there's something going on here. Even just yesterday, I saw 6 explosions by one of the ziggurats. So I think maybe there's something going on around here that I don't want to really be a part of. I don't blame you for trying to leave, but honestly, that makes a lot of sense.
The neighborhood has been going to shit, and the rent is too damn high.
The 6 explosions that brought the city into lockdown were the reason that those 6 Murkvale divers got caught and killed.
I got blamed for that.
It was your tip, and the organization is using you as a scapegoat. So
wow,
but you are very familiar with those 6 explosions, as that was the moment that your life immediately went to shit.
Even in death, that stupid kobold is still fucking shit up.
Oh god.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
He's coming back as a ghost.
He's come back to haunt you. All right.
Oh yes, I heard about that explosion. Actually, I asked around a little bit, and some people even said they saw a large lizard flying through the sky at one point.
You don't think it was a dragon, do you? I've never seen one, but I know that they're out there.
I don't think they meant.
Roll me a history check, Kruka.
12.
12. You have heard the name the Dragon Lord He is at the top of the South Ziggurat. He is the ruler of Murkvale. It is a legend, and that's all you know. You've never seen him.
Who's to say? A little bit of light terrorism here and there, you know.
It's so different from how I grew up, but interesting. I guess it can't all be there. Well, I guess we can start making our way back if you want. We can keep an eye out for your landlord.
Oh, yes. Let's definitely do that. Let's definitely keep a low profile, as it were.
Right. And so I think we'll like leave and.
Yes, with the help of the Kenku turned half elf, you
Wood
make
elf.
your way. Wood elf, sorry. Yes.
Racist.
Kenku turned wood elf.
Racist.
You're racist. Knife beak turned knife ear. You guys make your way out the other side where there is not a water port, and eventually navigate your way up to ground level. It's at this point you guys are outside. You're more towards the middle section of the city on surface level, but you've made it up back to the top. Datris, you're a little thankful that you're. It was cool at first, but the longer you were underwater, the more kind of claustrophobic, seasick underwater you were getting, especially when you got lost a couple times and you're like, I want to get out. You've made it back up. The city is open. You're slightly more familiar now on ground level. Kruka, you're of course this is your city, so you know where everything is above ground, at least, especially in the nest.
Is there like, can I like, what time of day is it? Like how approximately, like how many like daylight hours do we have left?
It's about mid-afternoon. The sun is kind of getting close to the horizon, but from what you were told by the dockhand, it wasn't going to be until either tomorrow morning or the next day. They even weren't sure because they were waiting on a shipping manifest that they were waiting on. So it may be good to go find food at this point because it's been a while since you've had food as well.
All I had this morning was tea, so...
Both of you roll me a Constitution check.
Kitty.
That's a
19.
save. 19.
Oh.
So wait, Constitution save. I actually rolled a 23.
Oh no, so she rolled a save, but it's a check, so
Then I rolled a 20.
a 20. Okay. You feel a light gurgle in your stomach, Kruka. You had a small snack earlier before you got taken by your own people to be delivered to the bad guys, and you think it might be good to get some food, yet you're not like hungry. So
Sure. I suppose if you don't mind, we could stick together for a little while longer.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Do you know a place around here that's, a bit more reputable, and we could also grab a decent bite to eat?
Not the nest.
yeah, so nothing in the nest, and you know this. You also know there is a nicer. It's on the north side near the ziggurat. There is a nicer tavern that it's more upscale. There is also some food nearby as well. The better places, you're gonna want to get closer to the ziggurats to eat.
Okay. You're like, yeah, I know of a place. And I'll start heading, let's start heading over to that.
Yeah, especially the north side. The south side, it's more government militaristic. Like it's got good stuff, but the north side has your snooty, people that are going to college and want all the nice things.
Preps.
Preps, yeah. The preppy place. Thank you.
Preps.
The library crowd. You guys head that way.
Nerds.
The nerds. Stop flaming,
Fuck off.
Preps.
Stop flaming, Prep.
You remember the name of it. It was the Lost Scale.
Yeah, that's it.
It's got a lot more nice drinks. It does have some good food. There are some places nearby as well, if you want. But you also know of, slightly down the road, the Greenhorn Tavern. They do have food there, so.
Maybe the Greenhorn Tavern will be a little bit better. I'm a little bit light on
Yeah.
All right.
on change these days.
So
I have 9 copper or 10 copper.
you have your gold too, but
Oh, that's true.
so.
But I'm an elf, so
Yes, you head in. What does that mean?
never mind.
Okay. You head in the direction of the Greenhorn Tavern. On the way, you pass by the landmark mushroom building that you know is Orna's shop. Kruka.
I'm gonna go in there and make the DM do his voice for another hour.
Datrus, you had not been to that shop yet. You'd seen it, but you're all hungry, so. And Kruka is leading you over to this place. It is a nice looking wooden structure building. It has green trim on the roof edges, and the front is a green horn, in the words of the Greenhorn Tavern. So very lively music inside. Do you guys head in?
Yes.
You go inside. There is a small band playing off to the side. They got their instruments. A couple people. There is a dance floor, and you notice there's some people doing a small jig dance next to the musicians. There is a bar, of course, where people are sitting down and kind of tapping their feet to the music, and then there are just a number of tables throughout the room. It's very lively. Roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. That's it. 15.
15. 9.
9.
Datrus, you are unable to spot any tables, but the Kenku kind of grabs your arm lightly and leads you over. He points to one off in the corner. There is one open table where it's kind of a little booth up against the wall where you guys could maybe sit and get a bite to eat and find some privacy if you need.
At this point, has it been about an hour since I transformed?
Yes.
All right, then it only lasts an hour, so he's gonna go back to being a Kenku.
Okay. There is enough commotion going on. Roll me a stealth check at advantage.
Oh no.
Nat 20.
After 20. All right. And you kind of you almost turn your back to most of the crowd, transform, and then turn around and then like as if nothing happened, and you both walk in. There are Aarakocras and other bird creatures. Nobody bats an eye.
Mm-hmm. So he kind of shakes it off like, ooh, wow, that feels better.
I'll just be like, oh, you're back.
Yes.
Roll me a history check, Datrus.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. God damn. For someone who grew up in a library, or near a library, it was a 5.
Okay. No, you've never seen that particular spell in action.
Mm-hmm.
So, you get your table. One of the servers walks up to you. Good evening. How may I help you today? There's a dragonborn.
Do you have anything special on tap today?
Oh, we have a number of drinks. We actually we imported a special shipment over from the. You see him thinking. Sorry, the Lost Scale. It's been a day, and they have these wonderful drinks. Actually, they're from the Violet Glade. It is an ale of sorts. Would you like to try that?
That sounds great.
Right. God damn, Kruka.
How much for the ale?
You've heard of these drinks. You've wanted one for a long time. You've always thought of them as like a little too pricey, but it would be one silver each.
Okay. Oh, make it 2, please.
I will go get 2. And he heads off. Comes back a few minutes later, and he brings you these 2 goblets, and you look in there, and it is a pinkish purple, almost wine.
Kruger's like holding it up, like, ooh, fascinating.
Like, look at the color and everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of these before?
No, I can't say I have. I've actually been looking forward to this. Oh.
And the Violet Glade is...
That is the
Around Skull's
you
Reach.
saw it on your ship ride from Orna to Skull's Reach. You saw the Violet Glade. It looked like a beautiful, massive purple grove of trees.
Have you ever been to the Violet Glade before?
Probably not.
Roll me a history check.
That is an 8. I don't think he has.
You've
a
not.
history.
No.
No.
Yeah, you spent
Oh,
you
wait, no.
spent most of your time in Murkvale.
So actually, it was 11.
Okay, you've gone a little out of Murkvale every now and then, but you haven't traveled too far. It's always made you just a little nervous to try and leave. Now being the exception, of course, where it's kind of forced upon you, but you've never been to the Violet Glade. You've heard of it.
No, I haven't gotten out of the city too much. Oh, but well, I suppose it's my last day here in the city, so and I kind of like cheers to that and clink.
And cheers. The servant comes back around at that point. Oh, can I get you guys anything to eat?
Do you? I'll kind of like look at the Kenku, and I'll look at the waiter, and I'll look at the Kenku, and I'll look at the waiter, and I'll be like, do you have any bread?
We do have a decent selection of bakeware, bakery items. Yes. Is there anything else you're looking to get? Are you of the meat-eating type? Do you do more plant-based diet? What is? Do you have specific needs?
No, I pretty much eat anything.
We have a house special tonight, actually.
Does it have bread?
It does. Yes, that is part of.
Bring bread, please.
All right. Would you like 2 orders of this?
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'll bring the
How
bread
much
out
is
first.
Yeah, that's a good question.
For the special, it'll also be 1 silver apiece.
Ooh. Yes, bring it. Bring 2.
All right, I will come back with 2. I'll bring the bread first, of course. Do you want any
Bring the bread.
dipping oils or sauces with the bread?
Yeah.
Dipping oils,
All right.
please.
All right. So
One dipping oils.
he goes back and he brings out 2 very warm loaves of bread about yay big, and they
Ruth has
have
gotta
like
fuck that bread up.
a towel in their
like
little
puncture
basket, and he sets them down. He has a small glass of oil and vinegar mixture that you can like dip the bread into.
Like
So,
Carrabba's.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be back with the main course in a short while. Enjoy.
Kruger's just fucking up the bread.
I imagine like Kruka's bread looks like, like it's very specific, but like the erasers that have been like stabbed with pencils.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just,
Looks like that. Yeah. Middle school eraser. Everyone's done it. Y'all know.
I'm just kind of like politely like tearing off pieces and dipping it in oil and eating it.
As you see
But I'm not judging, but I'm kind of like, is he okay? Like, cause you're just like pecking at it. And
He's kind of like, ooh, I've had better, but that's pretty good bread.
Bird loves his bread. Is there any conversation y'all have while you're waiting for the food, or do you want to fast forward?
I guess I could ask. So, Kruka, you've lived in Murkvale your entire life. Have you ever considered, except for now, obviously, because you've been forced to, but have you ever thought about living anywhere else?
Thought of living anywhere else? Oh, not exactly. I've had quite a bit of work here, and I've been very successful.
Well, what do you do for work?
Oh, I am a bit of a purveyor of information.
Like a tour guide?
Like a tour guide, exactly. Thank you, my feared friend.
Only because this is gonna get so deep. And then, yeah.
Well, what brings you here exactly? We don't see a whole lot of your kind here in the city. Oh.
Well, I'm just gonna. I grew up in a very kind of remote village in Veer, one of the islands. But I decided that I wanted to see the world, really.
Oh, an adventurer.
Well, I don't feel like I've done much adventuring. It's really more like touring. But I do enjoy exploring the different worlds and the cultures that I've seen. I've only read about some of them. I read about all these places and cultures, and I've never been able to experience them for myself. So the opportunity to do this after over 100 years or so, it's kind of gets boring to stay in the same village. But not a lot of my kin kind of share the same drive to see the world or explore. So they'd prefer to read about it, and that's enough for them, but not really for me.
Yes, I could see that getting a bit boring. Oh.
At that point, the waiter walks up and he has, it looks like a very fine cut of meat, and it has a assortment of various spices and vegetables and whatnot around it. Very, very well prepared. Walks up. The main course. There you are.
Oh, this looks good.
Ooh.
Thank you. Very much. And I'll just kind of like, he's offering a plate, right? So.
No, yeah, no. He sets them down at the table for you.
Okay.
Yeah. One moment. He reaches into his little his sash thingy that he's got, pulls out two pronged forks and two blades, and he's like, if you need to work with the meat. He gives an eye to your beak. You've got some bread
all over. Like,
yeah.
Like stuck in his like
Oh yeah.
raven beard hair. Like
I'm sure you're fine. Right. And he turns around and main course arrives.
Okay. I'll like kind of dig in a little. And...
I forget. Did she mention that she's going to the port as well?
She did.
Okay.
You? No, wait, did you?
I didn't.
I think
I was just saying that I was exploring the city.
I lied. All right. Yes.
Okay, well then I'll ask, be like, so, have you seen enough of Murkvale, or will you be sticking around a little longer? Oh.
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, after the explosions yesterday at the ziggurat, I kind of feel like I should get a move on, you know? It's not that this isn't a beautiful city, but I just feel like it would be safer. I did have a mushroom traveling companion with me, and he also he agreed that we probably should split ways and get out of town as fast as possible. I think he already left, though.
Mm-hmm.
He left that morning.
So I'm just here for my last day in the city, and then tomorrow I get on a boat. So, heading up north.
Oh, how fortuitous. I think we might be on the same ship together.
Really? I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a very large port, so that could be probably reasonably assumed.
The ship it looked like a galleon, like a larger shipping boat. They were loading supplies and they still had a lot more to go, but they were taking also a number of passengers, and that was what the dock hands were talking to you about. Like this is a cargo shipping trip, but also servicing transportation.
Perhaps did you already did you buy a ticket for your venture north?
I did, yeah.
How interesting. Could I perhaps see that ticket?
It was more a case of you handed him at the time 1 gold piece, and he wrote your name down on the manifest.
You know, I actually don't have a ticket. The crew already knows that I'm going aboard, so.
Oh, I see. And perhaps they did they have like a manifest of sorts? Is that how they're managing it?
You are familiar enough with the dock system to know that is how they would do it.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm planning on here. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. So the Kenkus, I was reading some of their abilities. Mm-hmm. They have really good forging skills with like penmanship.
Uh-huh.
So at some point he's gonna sneak in there and he's gonna forge his name onto the manifest.
All right.
Just buy a ticket.
No.
Daetrys, you also know this. You and Gilf settled your in-room, and so...
Why'd you name Gilf?
I knew
Why
what I was
did
doing,
you name him?
I thought it'd be funny. And so, to stay another night, you will need to find lodging for one more night.
Let's see.
When you went to the ship port thinking you could just get on, they're like, oh, we're not going to be ready till tomorrow or maybe the next day. So you're like,
Okay, so that's why I have the whole day. That makes sense. Okay. I'm assuming they have a manifest. I mean, they take passengers, but they also move cargo, so they might have a manifest.
Oh, okay. I understand it. Thank you.
Can I, look
Yes.
around? Okay,
Sure.
can I do, a perception check? I just want to look to see if there's anybody... Yeah, specifically, I want to look to see if there's anybody else around that I could get input as to, a good lodging spot around here? Because that would probably be the next thing on my mind.
That is
And
your next
also-
priority is before it gets too late to find a place to stay. You look around. The tavern's full of just all kinds of people. Most of them are well dressed. There's a lot of them wearing some sort of religious and or educational garb. Like they could be workers at the ziggurat.
I thought at first you were gonna say like they're frat boys, and I was like, oh no, because he said like college students at a tavern.
You see frat boy dragonborns. There's a couple of these rowdy dragonborns off in the corner. One of them has this long stick of wood with these 4 wheels underneath of it, and you're wondering what that could possibly be. And then you see him.
Summer, baby.
He sets his this board down on the ground and pulls up a rolled piece of paper of some sort. You're not sure. Puffs a bit of fire out of his mouth and then sticks it in his mouth and starts smoking. Then he stands on the board and starts moving forward, and the rest of the dragonborns around him like, yeah, oh, yeah.
Cricket's just kind of like, oh, douche.
But I mean, there's all kinds of people in the tavern. Obviously, the one sitting in front of you that you know best, who seems to know his way around the city.
Do you happen to know if there's any good lodgings around here?
Is there one that's nearby that's affordable that isn't like a shithole?
You know of one spot. It's at the river's edge, just a little bit south of where you guys are at, farther away from the ziggurat. It is an inn. You have met contacts there, and it is a nice enough place to not be suspicious of illicit activity. It's near the border of Shitholeville, but like not there. It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right then. So I'll tell her about that place then.
Well, I think that might be the next thing that I go to for the evening, because I don't have a place to be, and the streets don't seem like a great place to stay after dark.
No, I wouldn't. Oh, I wouldn't try my luck at staying out at night. I'll probably be doing the same thing actually, since I can't go back to my apartment. Oh, because of the landlord.
So do we get up and go then?
Are you asking the DM
Yeah.
or are you asking the Kenku in front of you?
So we're all right. So I'd say we're finished, and
Yeah. You finished your meal.
I'm gonna pay for both of us.
Okay, that's so that was 2 silver for the drinks, 2 silver for the food.
Yeah. Okay, so that's.
You close out your tab of sorts.
Yeah.
And I think you
and
paid
I'll even leave a copper as a tip.
as a tip. All right.
It'll be like my thanks for today.
Ah, you're very welcome, and I'm sorry your landlord has been a dick.
Yes, he's a very let's say cutthroat landlord.
Well, you have a place to stay too, or are you going to be looking for lodgings as well?
No, I reckon I'll be getting a room at the same tavern. Or the same inn, I mean.
You know of it as it's called Rooms of Flow.
Rooms of Flow.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like a seedy establishment, but
He's taking us to a bordello.
No, you know where the bordellos are. They're closer to the middle of the river.
it's a nice establishment where there's a hot tub that's in the shape of a heart in the bedroom.
How to immediately ruin a D&D introduction. Oh no. There's only one bed. No.
Separate rooms.
But you guys head off in that direction, or do you lead her that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Roll me a perception check, Datris.
Perception.
It was a 16.
Oh, sorry, not.
No, I know, but I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16. All right, 22. Okay, you can tell that essentially using your abilities to determine is this ghetto or not. From all appearances, outwardly look ghetto where he leads you. So
The hot new game show, is it ghetto or not?
the price is ghetto. You head up there. Nice 2-story building. It has a dock that connects to the river where you do see gondolas passing to and from. There is one gondola that it looks like it's offloading a small group of half-orc children And they're heading back into the inn.
Just gross.
I just see the one more elderly half-orc. He's like, "All right, kids, let's go back up to your rooms."
After he just got done saving a drowning tiefling.
I'll go to look to Kenku and I'm like,
Orcs stay here?
What's wrong with orcs?
Half-orc, half-human, half-orc. They're cute little kids, kind of green.
Ew. Even worse, they're hybrids. I'm kidding.
Oh, that's right, you racist.
Yeah. Interesting. So this is the ghetto after all. Okay.
They do look as out of place in this area.
Before them half orcs moved in.
the neighborhood's gone to shit.
Daetrys, they look as out of place in this area as you do because they are the only half orcs in the area. And you also you know this, the region where orc, goblin, half orcs typically live is very much closer to you actually, near the city of Cordova and that region around there, on the mainland next to Seraph Island where you are from. So the fact that they're also down here means that like they've probably traveled very far. What are they doing down here? Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. And it's just like one old man and a bunch of kids.
Stop.
Roll me an insight check, Daetrys.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. I mean, they might be disgusting, like, half-breeds, but God.
Worse than Caldrig.
Perception.
Insight.
Oh, insight. My bad.
I'm gonna take that first roll because I want to fucking explain this to you. It looks like a group of school kids.
Well, you already said it was school kids to be what? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you would know this,
Okay.
Daetrys. That's up to her. So
I guess we'll just like go in and see the
You walk in. The old half-orc gentleman is over at the counter. You see some of the kids like running around, and he's trying to like corral them and get them up to their rooms. Every band field trip you've ever been on.
I was
You weren't
Smells
in
like
band.
chlorine, even though they don't
High
have a
school
pool
field
for
trip.
some reason.
smells like public transportation.
Musky, wet swim trunks, even though there's no pool. Like,
Well, there's the river, but yeah.
nope, there's chlorine in the river.
I'll like is the old man at the counter like where the
he was
innkeeper is?
like talking to the guy and then like left to walk around and try and grab the kids and like tell them to go up to their rooms and whatnot, and they some of them they're kids, they some of them listen, some of them don't.
Right. I'll just kind of like keep an eye on the kids and the guy as I like walk up to the counter. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's no other adults.
With these kids.
Like, that is such a weird thing, right? Oh, so it's they're orcs. God, I hope someone plays an orc. It'll be.
That would be
That makes it worse.
That would be so funny, actually. Alright, Puka's gonna work his way up to the counter to inquire inquire about a room. 2 rooms.
You walk up to the counter and the person leans over.
Are you here on business?
Yes, perhaps we are.
Please just say business.
And you recognize this guy. You've talked to him when you're doing your jobs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I need to get you a private room?
2 private rooms at the discounted rate, please.
All right, I'll put that in the. Do you want me to put it on the guild's tab?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll write down. I'll be sure to send them a bill tomorrow.
Yes. Make sure you take your time turning it in. Oh.
All right.
Did I hear
roll
him
me
say
a perception
guild?
check?
Okay. What?
They're leaning in and whispering, so.
Okay.
Shabba 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 shabba.
You are able to gather. You don't hear that word, but you're able to gather. Like, it looks like the guy knows him. The children are being loud and ruckusy, so you don't hear specific words, but like they lean in and whisper.
What species is the innkeeper? Is he also
It is a lizard folk.
Ah, okay.
You've seen plenty of them around the city. It's nothing uncommon. So
I was just wondering if
very nicely
there
dressed though, but yeah.
Ah, okay. And I'll just kind of like walk up to them like, "Hey, did you get rooms?"
Oh yes. Did he give me like room keys or anything?
Yeah, he hands you 2 room keys.
Okay, so I hand her one of the
down
room
hall,
keys.
lower floor. Farthest 2 on the left.
Excellent, thank you, and say hello to the wife and children for me.
I'll tell Melinda you said hi. Yes.
And I guess I'll like go up to the rooms.
So he pointed to the downstairs. There's a hallway. All the children actually ran upstairs. He pointed downstairs, down near the end of the hall. So.
Well, then we're going downstairs, and like I'll be like, what room number? I guess like how far apart. I want to see how far apart our rooms are.
Basically, you guys got the 2 farthest rooms on the left side of the hallway in the inn. So they're next to each other.
I'll kind of like turn to Kruka and be like, "Well, I guess this is good night then."
Yes, well, it certainly has been an interesting day. And he kind of reaches out for a handshake.
And I'll shake his hand and be like, "Well, you gonna head out to the port tomorrow and get a ticket?"
Yes, I will definitely be purchasing a ticket on the ship tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'll see you then.
Yes, perhaps we will see you tomorrow. Oh, have a good night.
And I'll like go into the rooms. I guess.
All right, you head into your room. He hands you the key. The door does have a lock on it, should you so choose to do that, Datris. You lock the door? All right.
Yes, I lock the door.
Nice.
Yeah, all these orcs walking around.
I don't trust them.
It's a nice place. You do notice the windows also have locks on them. Everything's nice and sturdy. You're in still the decent part of town, but like, trust no bitch.
Trust no work.
So very very nice interior room. There's a bed. There's a window that you can see out over the river. There is a nightstand, and it's got a candle that's currently lit next to it. So very
I'll
homey.
look at the candle and kind of wonder what it would look like if I had the purple candle.
Oh no, you missed the purple candle.
I missed the purple candle. It vaguely reminded me of the forest where the ale was from, and maybe one day I'll go to the violet
the color
glade.
purple.
Yeah. Because, growing up in a forest, that sounds like a pretty cool forest to have visited, but maybe one day
That's true. Yeah, you saw the forest and you're like, damn, I wish I could chill out in that place. That looks cool.
Those look like some sick woods.
So, roll me a perception check, Datris. All right. You set your things down. Everything. You check the room. It's all locked and secure. You lie down on the bed, and then thump, 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 above you.
Above me?
Yeah, and it sounds like a bunch of children roughhousing in the room. Eventually,
Hell no!
you hear a door open, and shut the fuck up. Door slams, and the stomping stops.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna kind of turn and put the pillow over my ears, just like.
All right.
Try to go back to sleep.
You try and get some rest. It's been a long day for you. You almost got lost underwater. Kruka, what are you doing?
He goes in his room. I'm gonna check all the locks, triple check all the locks. So here's another thing about Kruka is he has bad OCD.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So he has to check all the locks like 3 times.
You run your fingers over, checking for dust too, to make sure that it's a new lock. It's good. It's preserved.
Yeah.
You test everything three or so times. It passes inspection. Roll me an investigation check.
19.
All right, yeah. The room is pretty damn secure. He gave you probably 2 of the best rooms in the hotel, and so you he knows you. He knows the business you guys do. Doesn't give you the fuck around rooms. So
good. It's good to have friends in low places.
Do you fall asleep as well? Try and get some rest.
Yeah. So he's gonna kind of tinker with his gadgets for a little while, oil things up and stuff, and then he's gonna kind of sit around for a while because it's kind of just hitting him now that he's actually leaving the city that he's been in his entire life.
How
but that
old
he's
is he
kind of
again?
like, he's like kind of young. He's like 20 years old or so, which is like I was reading that Kenkus only have a lifespan of like 60 years actually.
So
So
he's
Wow.
so he's like adult. I mean,
he's an adult. Yeah.
He's a teenager.
Yeah. Well, he's old. Yeah,
He's older than a teenager. He's
he'd be like mid 20s or so, mid to late 20s actually.
yeah, but he sits there thinking about he's lived probably what will end up being a third of his life in this city, and it's all coming to a close all of a sudden.
Yeah, but ultimately he's gonna like take off his prosthetic arm or whatever and leave it on the desk, leave it on the table or whatever, and pop the prosthetic eye out with the monocle or whatever, and leave that on the desk. And then take his mechanical legs and stuff or whatever, just to take all that stuff off or whatever, and then get into the bed and blow the candle out.
Does he have
Just
real
like a
legs?
stomp?
So he has real legs or whatever, but he
Okay.
has
Oh, he's got
the gadgets all like
Yeah.
attached.
Okay, that's right. Okay,
Like,
he's got accessories.
yeah,
I
he's
couldn't
just
tell if
missing
you
the
were,
one.
I couldn't tell if you made Anakin or if this was like
No, not full blown Anakin.
Not
He's missing
full-blown.
just one arm and one eye.
yeah, one arm and one eye. All right.
And legs?
No, he's got his
legs.
legs. He just has like
Oh.
he wears those boots and pants or whatever that have all the gadgets and gizmos on them.
I thought you were like
He
Just
takes
a
off his
one-
arm. He takes off his eye. He takes off his
Yeah.
legs.
he's just like got legs just
Takes
laying
his
there
head
with
off
like
in the
like a
refrigerator.
spine and an arm and one eye and
Deatrice walks into the room next morning. You see like 30 parts of a bird disassembled on the bed.
Can you help put me back together?
Hey, grab that wrench right there and help me.
Yeah.
No, it'd be where I see
Um,
him making those clicking sounds. I'd be like,
But yeah, do you get your night's rest for the evening?
Yes.
All right. The night passes, and next morning comes. You guys both awaken. Deatrice, you awaken to the sound of dum 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 above you. The door slams open,
Kid.
and they get yelled at again. But you are awake now. The sun has risen. It is shining into the room.
Right.
Another pretty Murkvale morning.
Is it kind of like an oxymoron? Like it's a pretty Murkvale morning.
Yeah, for
No.
real.
Bleh.
I guess I'll like kind of wake up, get out of bed, fix my hair a little, and then
In the
go to
morning,
see.
gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs.
You wake up, and do you head out of the room to see what's available in the place?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you do walk out, and you kind of glanced over and saw this previously. On the way into the tavern, there was a room off to the right that looked like a lounge of sorts. Y'all headed straight and off to the left to go down the hallway to get your rooms. You head back down the hallway, you go to the lounge. You do see they do have a servant there who is offering people what looks like some sort of warm drink.
I'll kind of queue up in the line for the warm drink.
Okay, and one of them walks over to you. You kind of find a seat to sit down, and one walks up. Can I interest you in a coffee this morning?
Please, that sounds amazing.
All right. Would you like that with the sugar sweetener or some sort of milk as well?
Milk and sugar, yeah.
All right. I will bring that back in just a moment. It's part of the room, so don't worry about anything. He goes back, and he brings out a nice warm cup of coffee in the morning as well. So,
I'll
lady in the back named Sherry. Allie asked a question: where the milk be coming from?
It's orc milk.
Orc milk? No.
seems to yeet the cup across the room.
From male orc.
So, it's pretty good. When you lived in Veer, did you drink any of like the elvish coffee that they would make?
Of course, probably.
Okay, it's not that good, but
Okay.
it's
Okay. Are there any other? Oh, I'm assuming that there are other residents like in the
lounge.
room in the lounge. Yeah. Is it kind of like a crowded morning lounge?
No,
Like
it's still early enough in the morning that you only see like one or two other people in there right now. There's a
okay.
Bollywog frog humanoid over sipping their coffee. They're wearing some sort of it looks like a bathrobe as far as you can tell. And then there's an Aarakocra off near the window. They're just drinking the water, but
All right. I'll just like continue to kind of sit there, drink my drink, and then think about I gotta get to the port to check on if everything's okay. I probably don't go and check on the Kenku, because either, like, I feel like I'm automatically going to assume he's either already there or he'll get there eventually. Like, he knows the city, and that's his business. Do I...
Yes.
When did you wake up at sunrise?
I would say probably woke up at sunrise. Yeah, he probably starts the day pretty early, actually.
Okay, this is the same time, basically. Roughly, maybe a little bit after Datris woke up. So, if you pop out your room, you do come down the hallway and you do see her sitting in the lounge. She has a cup of coffee. So,
I'll come up and I'll say, "Oh, good morning. Oh, how did you sleep?"
Roll me a Constitution check, Datris.
Oh.
Those fucking orc children. Fuck the orcs.
Let's just cement that racism right now. The first game.
Yeah.
Constitution. Oh, good lord.
All right. There was some times where you got some sleep, but it was a rough night. The kids wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I don't know how anybody's expected to sleep.
This coffee's really helping you right now. Like, you needed this coffee.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone's expected to sleep under several rooms of half-orc children. I don't think I slept hardly at all. It doesn't feel like it. This coffee, though, it's not the best, but it's definitely helping. Better than any amount of sleep did.
Oh, well, I suppose the city is a bit noisier than the woodlands that you're probably used to. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the city.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Oh, you know, just kids.
Kids in general, or?
As she said that, you see two of the half-orc children. They are shirtless. They're wearing shorts, and they run down the stairs, screaming at each other, and then run right out the door.
Did she make that actual face that Shelby just made?
Oh, I missed it. What did Shelby do?
That look of surprise and disgust.
And they run out the door into the river.
I think I'll just kind of like wipe my eyes a little, like, oh, what the fuck?
You perhaps not enjoy the company of orcish types?
It's, you know, I didn't really grow up with a lot of kids in my area since everyone lives forever and they don't have kids till they're like 30 in like human years. So I don't really grow up with that many children around. And if they are, they're usually pretty well behaved. They're not running around without decent clothes.
Kroku kind of laughs. He's like, "Oh, you would probably not enjoy the nest very much. There's quite a many hatchlings around, and they're not exactly well behaved."
There's probably a lot of noise though too, because you know, baby birds.
Your one of your trips that you did take up to the nest when you ate out at Stubbs, there was a lot of birds, and some of them did try to steal your food. Some of them did successfully steal some of your food as you were up there. It was a eye-opening and experience where made you want to try to go underwater instead.
I literally wanted to drown myself after visiting the nest. No, just
Jesus.
Yeah, you know, I had some kids actually try to steal my food the other day when I actually visited the nest, and the food there wasn't great. So in some sort of way, I'm kind of grateful that they took some of my food, even though they didn't even ask. But you know, it wasn't great food anyway. But they did just come right up and steal my food. I've never had that happen, and I did visit Riverfell once. That was a relatively big city, and you know, Jerry is a pretty big city too. But I've never been around a crowd that just it took what it wanted. I never had seen something like that.
Out of curiosity, were these children or were they seagulls?
Roll me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah, Datris.
Good lord, they're just gonna be random fucking birds. Not actually kids.
He just assumed these flying little seagulls everywhere were Kenku children.
perception?
Okay.
15?
15.
You think about it, and then you realize, shit, that might have actually been a seagull that stole your food.
What? Say, really? It could have been.
Question: were they flying?
Were the seagulls flying
The one
when
that
they
stole your
stole my
food was.
Yeah, actually, one kind of did just swoop in and steal one of my pieces of bread.
A common misconception. As you can see, we don't have wings, and he's like showing her the arms.
And now you look, actually, you notice that one of his arms is entirely mechanical.
Interesting. I just maybe thought that y'all lost them when you, grew up.
It's like your baby teeth. You lose your baby wings, but you don't grow new
Yeah.
ones.
You just grow hands.
Oh, I
instead of-
love the dripping elven racism.
I just thought that
So-
maybe they grew hands after the wings. You know, the fly. I
No,
thought
this
that
is
they.
perfect.
I thought
So
that they
Kruk-
grew wings, right? So that they could fly away and escape danger. It's like an evolution thing.
Kruk is
I
kind of
didn't
like, okay, I could kind of see that, but no, that's not how it works. Cool.
Still, I didn't appreciate my food being stolen.
She might like the tree, actually.
Yeah.
She'll be like, finally, a tree I can talk to.
It's true. She grew up around trees, but not that tree. But yes,
Might try hugging and kissing on the tree like good old times.
you finish up your coffee at that point. You can hear the distant sounds of more children screaming from upstairs and around the hallway. You think more might be coming, and this would be a good time to make your out.
Literally running away from children.
All right, so we'll start heading out then. So, we get to the port then.
Yes, I suppose this would be a good time. Oh.
Right. Yeah. So, we get up and we just head out,
Start
and I
making
don't
your way.
look back.
Yeah.
It's easy enough because you can see the ship masts. Roll me a perception check, both of you.
Uh-oh.
Except for when I roll a 6.
You rolled a 6?
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 26.
You rolled a natural 20. Okay, so you didn't quite notice this because you were too busy on your job, Kruka. But Datris, you were exploring the city and taking in the sights. You did see one very ornate-looking ship that had been pulled up on the south side near the ziggurat. It had black sails. When the explosions went off, shortly thereafter, you noticed that ship immediately pulled out of the port, and it's gone now. You don't see it anymore. It's not the ship that you were trying to take. It was a very
Very
nice,
ornately.
ornate ship. Yes. So
Interesting.
it is gone, and but you do see though the ship that you were looking at. It was you saw the name on the side of the ship, the Star Maiden, and that was the one that you had spoke with the deckhand about the other day or last morning. So you see the ship's sails and you recognize it. You guys are heading towards the shipping docks at this point. So
I'll kind of tell. I'll tell Kruger this.
You know, yesterday I saw this boat. To say it was a boat would be like a gross understatement. It was a galleon of some kind. It was very ornately done and it had black sails. But for whatever reason, I think maybe something important or someone important was on it. Because as soon as the ziggurat was attacked or whatever happened, firework incident, I don't know, it left and I don't see it anymore. So interesting.
Would Kruka's spy history of any kind have any
roll me
insight
a
on that?
history check.
On that 20, baby.
A natural 20.
Ah.
All right. You, through your connections with your guild's associate company, whatever you would like to call it, they
Syndicate.
knew syndicate. That's a good word for it. They knew that the capital, the governmental body here, was expecting a delegation from the region of Amora, which is an island to the northeast of you, the largest landmass outside of the continent to the east. entirely human population. There was some sort of diplomatic mission of sorts. You do not know the specific details. You just know that some sort of big deal from Amora was down here in Murkvale. And that ship left as soon as those explosions went off.
Ooh. Fucking grit, dude. The ripples, the shock waves that this
It's like
lowly little kobold.
Fun little snippet. James, you want to tell him what happened with your guy that?
Oh yeah. So basically, my dude, who used to be like a former spy and stuff like that, got blamed for a total mishap that happened. And the reason that the mishap happened was because of all the stupid explosions that happened with Grit. And now my dude is on the run from his own crime syndicate because he's the fall guy for this, like, incident that happened that had nothing to do with me.
She tells you that, and so you know that that's probably not good. You're not sure on the specific details of it, though.
Yes, well, yeah, I kind of talk about that a little bit. Be like, oh, they were some delegates from Amora, and well, I think they got a little nervous about all the explosions recently.
Delegates from did you just say where? I blanked out.
Amora.
Amora.
So roll me a
Amora,
history check.
Oh boy, my history checks are not great lately.
All right, you've heard of the island. It's on the other side of the world.
It's on the other side of the world.
I mean, yeah.
It'll be fine.
That's all you get with a
Wait.
3. But you guys get closer to the docks.
Kruka didn't have the coffee though.
He did not know.
Coffee and dairy doesn't do well with him. It gives him the shits.
Coffee and birds shouldn't go well at all.
Yeah, you can't drink that stuff. It gives him the
It gives me the shits.
Oh, the squirts. Oh.
So you guys make your way back over, and you arrive at the port. Roll me a investigation check, Datris, to see if you can find the peeper.
10.
Okay, you are able to see the ship. You do not see the specific deckhand that you were looking for. You see people moving to and from the ship, though. It might be possible to ask around and get information. Yes, Kruka.
So,
Well, I wanna find out about the manifest. So I wanna.
All right, go ahead and roll me an investigation check as well, Kruka.
13. Yeah, so that's 16 then.
16. Okay. You spot one person in particular. He is talking to a couple people that look to have luggage and stuff with them, and he has a box with a parchment on it. He writes something down and nods to the people, and then they head off in the direction of the boat.
So I look at her and I'm just like, I'll be right back. I need to take care of something. And I'm gonna like see if there's like somewhere I can slink off that like nobody can see me.
Okay. Datris, he says that to you. What are you doing as he's doing this? Go ahead and roll me a stealth check, Kruka.
I'm gonna try to find someone on the ship to talk to. Just let them know, like, hey, like, is the ship ready to go?
All right. You start walking towards the actual ship. You see a couple people. They've got some luggage and they're heading over to the ship. You kind of follow in behind them. As you do, you hear a call from behind you. Excuse me, miss. Hold on. And you see a man with a tablet running over. It's not the same deckhand that you spoke with previously, but he walks up to you. Pardon me, I don't mean to intrude, but this is a cargo vessel, and we have a duty to make sure that nothing untoward gets onto it. Can I have your name?
Yeah, well, I was actually just here yesterday, and I spoke with a different person. My name should be on a list. It's Daedrus Oriendel.
Let me look. Daedrus. It does appear your name is on here. All right, so do you know who it was you spoke to yesterday? Roll me a history check, yeah.
Good
That is a 3.
lord.
You do not recall the person. You do know they were a humanoid. They had sandy blonde hair and some like really bright blue eyes. They were wearing kind of a greenish tunic, That's all you can pick up. You did not catch their name.
You know, I actually didn't get his name, but he had sandy blonde hair, blue eyes, 2 legs, 2
Most of us have 2
arms.
legs, but blonde hair and blue eyes. You're talking about Elma, at which point the name does ring a bell, and you do remember this Elmer fellow was the one that you spoke with when he gave you the. I can go fetch him if you don't mind waiting here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right, I will be back. Just stay here. Don't go on the ship. And he runs off to the direction of one of the buildings nearby. Kruka,
Yes.
what was your stealth roll?
It was a 23.
23.
20
All right.
22.
You think you're pretty fucking stealthy. What are you doing?
I am going to use invisibility.
Oh, all right.
Yes. A level 2 spell.
Level 2. Oh, invisibility. All right. So you find like a couple of crates. You walk between them. All right, you're invisible.
So I'm going to then, while I'm invisible, I'm going to basically try to sneak up to the guy who's doing the,
You watch him. He spoke with your companion, and then he runs off towards the building. He still has the manual or the manifest in his hand. Roll me a perception check.
9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw the direction that he went to, and you saw the building that he walked towards. So, do you head that way?
With the, wait, say that
It was the
again?
man. It was the man holding the manifest that just spoke with your companion.
Yeah.
So
And you said he headed over?
he headed over in the direction of a building, kind of off. Say you approach from the north side. He headed to a building slightly south.
Okay. Did he have, did he have the manifest on him?
He was carrying it with him. You kind of lost sight of him as he got closer to the building, but you know that's the direction that he went.
Alright, well then, yeah, I'm going to follow him.
Okay. You head over there. Roll me another perception check as you get close to the building.
15.
15. All right. You see there's a man standing near a crate by the entrance to the building. The manifest is sitting on a crate next to it. The man, you think maybe that he had him watch it or something as he went inside the building, but it's there.
Okay. I am going to try to sneak in and get to the manifest.
All right. You walk up. Roll me a stealth check with advantage since you are invisible.
21 then.
21. All right. You get up close. The manifest is there. You see that it has an ink and quill attached to it. What are you going to do?
I am going to write down...
Your name?
Yes. No, not my name.
Not your name. All
It's
right.
not my name.
For this, roll me a sleight of hand check.
That's a 9.
A 9. All right. You very quickly scratch and scribble a name, and it's not the most legible writing. What are you writing on there?
But you can't write?
All right. And so he just rolled a shit dexterity check or sleight of hand check. So you've written it. You very gingerly set the manuscript back, the manifest back down. What do you do?
Alright, well then, so now it's on the manifest, I'm going to sneak back out and go back to where I was before.
You sneak back out. Okay. All right. And you wait a moment. So do you, Datris. You see he goes into the building, comes back out, and there is a second man with him that does match the description of Elmer. The man waves you over, at which point he looks to his companion. Yes, I did speak with her yesterday. She's good to go on the ship, actually. Hello, miss. You're here for the voyage, correct?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Are we all safe to board then?
We're taking passengers now. We have word that our shipment of goods is soon to arrive. We don't have an exact ETA. However, you're welcome to go and claim a room on one of the decks below if you have your things ready to go.
Jin, though, would I have, because I didn't think about this, but
Yeah.
would I have already left a bag or something with the ship when I signed? Because I didn't check anything. I don't have anything with.
How much do you carry around on you normally?
Do
you travel light?
I mean, I think it is.
Your first check bag is free.
With Southwest, you get 2 free bags: a personal item and a carry-on.
I don't like their seating system though. Continue.
With American Airlines, you can crash in the Potomac.
I'm assuming, yeah, I travel pretty late.
You've
so
probably
maybe
kept all your stuff with you as you
Okay.
you don't immediately trust the ship to hold on to it for you.
Okay, yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
You've got your stuff with you. You've packed light enough that you just carry it around. So you head. Do you head to the boat? You don't see any sign of your friend just yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head to the cabin. I'll be like,
Thank you. Which direction are the cabins?
You're going to go up onto the ship. You'll see there is a ramp on the far side, starboard if you will, if you know those things. It heads down to the lower deck. From there, you will find the crew quarters. Go past that, and then there's a second set of bunks. That is where we have our guests staying for this voyage.
all right. So I'll go up to I'll follow his instructions because that's a
Alright.
lot easier than left, right, left, right, up, down, make another right, and then wait, no, not that right. You got to make a left.
You head onto the ship basically. So at that point, Kruka, I keep wanting to call you Caldrig.
I know.
You see your companion go. The man is talking to the blonde-haired man, and then they switch off, and the blonde-haired man picks up the manifest and heads over to kind of the pathway where everybody was. So
Okay. I'm gonna walk up.
all right, you walk up to him.
Yes, very confidently.
Good day, sir. Can I help you with something?
Oh, good morning. Yes, my good sir. A fun day we're having.
It's a beautiful morning, actually. Yes.
Yes, I believe I am on the manifest. I will be entering.
You're one of the you're taking a trip. Can I get your name, please?
Yes, sir. Last name is Roch. First name Mike.
Mr. Oh, I do. All right, you're one of the newer, Mr. Mike Roch. All right. Yes. It looks as though you've taken care of everything. You are welcome. Do you have any luggage that you are carrying with you?
Oh, just what I have on me.
Traveling light, I see. All right. Well, you yes. Feel free to make your way. So you'll head up onto the ship. There's a stairwell down on the starboard side. You'll follow there onto the lower deck. You'll see the crew quarters. Go past the crew quarters, and then just beyond there is a set of bunk beds where we are keeping our passengers for this particular voyage. As far as a departure time, we're still waiting on some of the shipment, so ideally we will be able to leave today. If not, hopefully first thing tomorrow. But we'll keep you guys all in the loop. You're welcome to stay on the ship. If you need to go back into town, just let one of us know. We'll keep track of everything.
Yes. Oh, very good. Thank you, good sir.
All right. Enjoy your voyage.
Will do. Thank you. And thank you very much.
And you walk up onto the ship and head down. Datrus, you see your Kenku friend, new companion, walks down the ramp shortly after you. You've settled in. You've put your stuff on one of the bunks.
Oh, I compose myself after trying not to laugh. Like,
Hey, Kruger, how are you doing?
oh yes, good morning. It seems here we are. We'll be on our way.
Right. I get the top bunk. Do you got a problem with that?
No, that's fine. I will take the bottom bunk.
He's a flightless bird anyway. Yeah.
I heard that.
And you guys settle into your bunks, getting ready for the journey ahead.
Yeah, so I kind of put my stuff up or whatever. Is there any kind of like foot locker or anything like that?
There are foot lockers there. They do.
So I'm
they
gonna
do
just
have
put like some of my
keyholes.
extra stuff in the foot locker.
Okay. So they have keyholes. They're unlocked. You think you might need to acquire with either the captain, first mate, or one of the crew members about an actual key to lock this locker.
What are you gonna do, Mike Roch?
I'm gonna be like kind of stressed out about it actually, and just be like, And he's like, now he's like stimming, like,
Is everything all right?
oh, I was just, there's nothing I hate more than a an unlocked lock, I am going to go inquire about the key.
So you roll me a investigation check.
14.
All right, 13.
14.
14. So you walk up onto the decks of the ship. You don't see anybody that looks like the captain. However, you do see a man that is ordering people around. It is an Aarakocra. He has a seafaring suit on, and he's giving instructions to people as they are bringing things to and from. He's up on the top deck where the rudder is, or the wheel.
Is there any chance I know him?
Roll me a history check.
18 plus.
18.
Do I have any history? I do. That's 21 then.
21. Okay. This is a new ship. You do not recognize him.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go up to him and be like, "Oh, hello, my friend. Oh,
Hello.
I require a key for our footlocker down in the quarters area."
Oh, you're getting one of the lockers. Right. Hold on a minute. You are one of the passengers. I am Colvin. I'm the first mate. Do you need a key?
I need a key. Oh, for my
one of the
footlocker.
lockboxes. All right. Do you know what it was? Do you know what number it was? Roll me a history check.
That is a. Oh, wait, he does good on history, right? Yeah, that's a 22 then.
That is a 22. You in part of your anal searching of this lockbox, you did see the number 3 on it.
3.
Lockbox number 3. All right. I will be right back. And
Yeah.
he goes into the captain's quarters and comes back out. He brings you a brass key.
Interesting.
Please don't lose this.
I will not.
Thank you. All right.
I will also be taking note of where all the keys are kept.
Roll me a perception check.
13.
13. You watched him go into the captain's quarters. You know they're somewhere in the captain's quarters. You didn't see specifically where, but
Noted.
you take your key. You bring it back down to the lockbox. You store your stuff.
Yeah, I go down there. I put my stuff in it. I lock it once,
Yeah.
twice, 3 times.
It is locked. You
Really?
see him
Like,
do
I'm
this
pulling on
dangerous.
it. Definitely locked.
Yeah, he's very fidgety with his lock, but
And then he finally kind of lets out a sigh of relief.
I think Datress is gonna try to rest because I feel like even though she got coffee, she had a pretty terrible night of sleep.
You did not get much sleep, and so you think you guys made it onto the ship. You don't have anywhere immediate to be, so you lay down on the bunk, and there's a slight.
Listing.
So the ship kind of creaking and swaying in the waves, and it almost lulls you to sleep. It's actually relaxing a little bit. So, but
Goodbye, baby. Like a hammock.
pretty much.
Yeah. Describe the quarters again to me. So is there one bunk bed in here, or is there multiple?
Right now,
beds?
there are multiple beds. This is a combined passenger quarters. It's a ship. It's a big ship, but it's mostly for cargo and stuff. You think the lower decks are where they are storing a lot of their manifests and whatnot. The crew quarters were the deck below, down the ramp. Immediate crew quarters, passenger quarters, rows of bunk beds. There's a wall and a door beyond that, but you're not sure what's beyond that. So.
All right. Yeah. So I think Kruka's probably just gonna kind of lay on his bunk, kick his feet up or whatever, and fidget with little gadgets, and
Your
pop his monocle out and polish to the glass.
This is the third time you've polished it this day, and it's nice and polished. Datress,
Better do it one more time just to be sure.
Yeah, just in case there's any dust. Datress, you fall fast asleep. You're exhausted, and the two of you are in the boat, ready to go on your voyage, and that is where we will conclude.
Good timing.